Hello, fellow academics, and welcome back to Beavtorio. We're still in a drought, as I feel like that's all we ever are. But I want to say it's not too bad. Last time we had created our first zipline connection, and we're currently expanding into the other one. That one is just waiting for more metal blocks. There's a little bit of a power issue with our metal production. So in part, we are fixing this. We have I'm actually going to high prioritize these. We have made a direct connection from our power system up here to our power system back there. So that is definitely useful. And besides that, we had started multiple expansion phases, but I think the more important one that we really need to do is get more fresh water over in this direction. So we will actually be starting to plant around this way. I actually don't need this top layer because we are going to explode all the way down here to this area. As you've seen, well, for those of you who have watched the last episode, we've started putting all of this in, which will become a separate area where we are extracting fresh water and hopefully be able to pump it into our regular freshwater system. So in order to properly cover this, we can put a leverage system over here. That won't quite work. If we unlock this though, we can very quickly put all of this in. So that would be, I think, over here. Not this one, this one. We can place all of this. 3,000 science. I do think it is worth it. And then we put another system over there. Put the longer ones in here, the shorter ones in there. And once all of this is done, we've basically built this up. We do need to leave one area for a water outlet over here. Actually, let's be a bit more sensible in terms of our material. And I do this every single time. But I think it makes sense. All right. So, what we really just need is a water system up here. We can actually simplify this. We're putting this over there. Place all of this around here. That is too high. So is this. Something is happening again where it won't let me click. All right. So we don't actually need to go this high, but we need to make sure that we leave the gap over here. Now, if we build it up like that, just like this, place this around. I'm actually going to simplify this very much so. Need to destroy this again. Let's see, how did we do this over here? I guess technically we would build it like that. I could even remove all of this part. Leave this open. And then plan this down this way. Now that doesn't need to be here anymore. We can actually also just log this up. And then connect this all the way through here. All right. Now that looks funky as hell. But I'm pretty sure it will actually do what we need it to do. All right. Now, we need these in here. In order to build them, we also need the single platforms, actually all along here. Yep, need this as well. So let's go ahead with the single platforms. All right, there we go. 2 by 1 over here, over every single source. I guess it doesn't matter in which direction. Oh, accidentally clicked it away. Here we go. And now we fill the rest up with levees. And I'm also gonna close it off with levees on top because levees are just cheaper. Oh, almost messed up. This needs to be a single one over here. I should actually, let me have a quick look. Water okay, food okay, okay. All of our beavers doing all right. There we go. This needs to still have a single platform on top. And then a levee. All right, same over here. Gonna connect all of this up, build it up. Ooh, that was not intended. Levee system here. And then we can actually just blow over this way. All right, all right, all right, all right. I actually don't mind that, because that will definitely be beneficial. Are we on the same height over here? Yep, we are. Which means I just need to seal this off and then blow all of this down. Which means we can destroy these. And then we go in here and make sure. I guess we don't need to destroy the ones on the side. All right, drought is actually over. Need to make sure water is coming through again. Yep, water is flowing into this area, filling all of this back up. That is awesome. Now this is also done. Okay, here we go. Which now means I can also dynamite all of this as a single channel. Highest priority. And I think I will actually, after all, blow all of this up as well. All right. Slowly but steadily, I am building all of this up. I think this will probably be the most useful part. Moving forward, we also still just need to wrap all of this up. There we go. Can detonate this one. We need one more dynamite down here. Then we can detonate all of this. And then we can detonate the last strip afterwards. Now we also need to make sure that we can reach all of this. So this is a triple platform, meaning if we're placing another triple platform in front of it, and then utilize our newly unlocked bridges, we can keep building this up. All right. So this is probably too high, and yes, it is. Just like that. Bridge in here again. Nope, single one. I mean, by now you, I think, get the drift. Now, I don't actually think we want a bridge here. Because ideally, we move over this way, right down to the middle. Yeah, so one longer, which should then allow us to build a platform here and here. This also needs to move out to the side. You know what? Actually, if I can build this, I should be able to build the bridge. So this is a 4 bridge. It's too long. This looks better, because then I can place this down. This will need to be a double. So much planning. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this. This way we can place this over here. And yes, they should be able to reach all of this. Put this down over there. This could be a 2-level bridge. Sure, 250 side. Actually, this should have been a 1-level bridge. 150 science. Cool. And then we're... you know what? That doesn't make sense. I can save all of these. If I put in a 1-level platform and then a 3-level... This is too low, so it needs to be a 2-level platform. And then a 3-level overhang. However, this should be doable with a bridge now. Which makes me need to go over here. And I don't like that. So we're gonna put a level 2 platform in here and then a level 3. A level 4 overhang. Put in this. Make sure we're placing... This needs to be a 2, unfortunately. Because then we can build a level 2 over here. And I guess it only needs to be another level 2 over this way. I swear this stuff is giving me a headache. Alright, but we can build a bridge over here. And I think I'm just gonna make it the longest one. So we don't need to unlock anything else. We do need a level... this needs to be a different one. Nope, that's one too far. Here we go. Which means we can head over here. That would need to be 1 level longer. Don't need to do either one of these. We can actually simply put in single platforms. And then 1 more bridge. Which is probably... How? You are too low. Sure. I guess that makes sense. What we can do, though... No, we can't. So let me destroy you. And actually put the bridge back in. Because ultimately it doesn't really matter if we're overhanging a little bit. But we need to be able to get over here. So let's go ahead and put in more platforms this way. And a level 1 platform. Now a staircase. And then we need a bridge, which is not this one, but no, also not this one. All right, let's go and unlock it. And just make sure we're connecting all of this up. You won't be able to reach any of this. Okay, you closed off. You're flooded. Should have lowered this. Alright, 19 days, we'll be able to get there. In the meantime, let's detonate these, destroy this, and make sure we have a path system over here as well. Alright, all we need to do on this side though is to make sure this is a single channel. And this technically needs to be closed up. And it cannot be closed up. Alright. No suspension bridge. Here we need a... Well, you need to be gone. I did not think this through. Holy cow. You need to be gone. I first need to make sure that all the levees are in place. You should... no. You should be a sluice. Yep, facing this direction. You know what, just to be safe, gonna add 2 sluices over here, and then 1 in the other direction. I don't think we can put a bridge on top. I stand corrected. Alright. I did not expect that. I do appreciate it though. Alright, here we go. So now we need a triple here, and I think it's a double on top. Yep, double on top, and then we go into bridges, and I'm hoping... No, of course not. 1000 science. Well, we do have the 1000 science, so let's go for it. And I don't think we need to place any additional pathing system anywhere. I'm a bit worried you won't be able to reach that. So let's fix you. And then put the appropriate length of bridge over this way. However, I had removed this one. You won't be able to get to this piece, won't you? That should actually be okay. Alright, now you should be able to build all of this. I swear these things are really hard to do. I mean, it's like, holy cow. Holy cow. Talk about difficult. Alright, once you've built all of these, everything else should be very quickly reachable. And once that is in, well, plus another sluice along these, which reminds me, you guys should be a highest priority. We should have an additional water inlet into this, which should also lead to an additional water inlet over here. And I think overall, it'll definitely help us. I've done a pretty job overall building this here so far. Holy cow! When did you guys build all of that? I really was distracted for a while there. All right. So yeah, that is coming along. And I think in the long run, we might just switch this out with sluices. One in this direction, one in this direction. Let fresh water out this way, bad water out this way. That should actually be very easy to build, shouldn't it? If we destroy you, and then we always fill up this first before we fill up the rest. I'm a bit worried that if we do that, we won't actually get enough of our water in here for it to tip over. All right, water doing good, food doing good, meaning colony doing good. We do have 2 unemployed beavers. What could we possibly make you guys do? Dynamite. We are actually out of dynamite, which explains why they haven't put in the dynamite over here. So you guys go. Putting the bridge on top of a sluice though, that is a game changer. Alright. Close below contamination of 5% for both of these. The other one is deactivated. Don't think it's worthwhile putting another path over this way. I could try to connect this up. Let's see. Of course, this is the wrong one. Oh, but I actually just saw... First of all, it is not tall enough. And second of all, it is not far enough away. So we would actually need to go up here by 1. And then we are ready to connect. All right. Beavers are doing okay over here though. Already starting to build it. I do appreciate that. All of the important things. I actually want them to build it all. But let's first put in all the connecting pieces. Let's also make sure we're building this after all. Yeah, I don't think we need that. So let's put this on regular priority. If you guys get to it, cool. If not, cool. And I do want to put in 2 at least of our gravity batteries. They are close by and they mostly lack gears and planks. And we have gears and planks. We're using some of the planks obviously for the construction over here, but also not too much. All right, this is now a connection, which also means we can put in a sluice over this way and then close above the contamination of 5% because these are close below contamination of 5%. All right. Doing all right. Doing all right. I'm debating if I should just pause this kind of stuff. Not pause this kind of stuff. Fast forward through some of this, what I'm doing right now. As there's not really a point, in a sense, in us just watching how this is being built. We will actually put down a few more builders' huts. Well, a few, I'm saying let's put down one. Alright, batteries are actually in. Very nice. Could even put in the next two. Because while we are in a bad tide right now, I'm pretty sure the next drought will come. And then having some additional batteries, especially when the wind power goes out, will be actually quite useful. Alright, we actually don't need you anymore. Definitely not. And yeah, things are moving along. Slowly, but steadily. So I do appreciate that. Metal still coming in, slowly but steadily as well. So again, things are going all right. Definitely all right. Okay, you know what? With that, I'm gonna call this an episode. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.